began to talk about the executrix of the inevitable idea. Here is more nature, the divine property, but limited, because nature is always limited. It's very slow. It will create the Superman, but it could do it in millions of years. Whereas the coming of Mother and Sri Aurobindo has made it possible maybe in even a few hundreds of years. So we see how much has happened with the descent of the supermind. So this executrix is hampered, enveloped by the hoops of fate, and yet she's a patient trustee of this slow eternal time. And she absolves, she accomplishes completely from hour to hour her secret charge. And what is that secret charge but the evolution towards the higher life that Sri Aurobindo has named the supermental? Now, please read from where we begin today, all she foresees.
Okay. Narad sir, I have one question here. So when we are saying she here, so she is the evolution, the nature?
No, yes, she's the executrix.
Oh,
An executrix is one who works out things, creates things, does things. She's doing them through nature, that is true. Because when the divine descends, he is perfect here, transcendent, nameless. But when he begins to descend and manifest, then the descent contracts a bit more. And so we see that nature, who is up here, perfect, down here becomes inconscient, and she does her work unconsciously. But she does her work, and there's still the element of the divine in that. Last night we talked about the element of the divine in the stone, that the stone has an element of the divine just as we do in our bodies. The divine is there also. And now we're just seeing that even in the atom and the wave theory that they have, there is some charge there that they can't explain because they don't understand the divine yet. So please continue now. All she foresees.
Sure. All she foresees in massed imperative depths, the dumb intention of the unconscious gulfs, answers to a will that sees upon the heights, and the evolving word's first syllable, ponderous root sense, contains its luminous close, privy to a summit's victory. Privy to a summit victory's vast descent, and the portent of the soul's immense surprise.
A lot to cover here, really a lot to cover. So the executrix foresees, doesn't say she sees, she foresees. So she's seeing ahead, even in these masked imperative depths. What is she seeing? The dumb intention of the unconscious gulfs. The dumb intention is, of course, the silent intention of the unconscious gulfs. And that answers to a will that sees upon the heights. So it's the divine presence that's seeing from the heights, and as a result, we get the evolving word's first syllable. Now, I want to share something because Sri Aurobindo has written in the future poetry. The word is a sound expression of the idea. In the superphysical plane, when an idea has to be realized, one can, by repeating the word expression of it, produce vibrations which prepare the mind for the realization of the idea. That is the principle of the mantras and of japa.
Wow.
One repeats the name of the divine, and the vibrations created in the consciousness prepare the realization of the divine. It is the same idea that is expressed in the Bible. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. It is creation by the word. And that's why he has capitalized the W in word. And the evolving words, and the word is always evolving higher and higher for us. Yes, it is ponderous, it is labored. Ponderous here means labored or dull. It's brute sense, but it contains its luminous close, because that luminous close is guaranteed to us by the supramental. Privy. Privy means, and it's usually followed by the word to, and Sri Aurobindo does follow it. So it means being a participant of something private or secret. So I was privy to a secret conversation between two people. I was privy to this, privy to that. So now we got a good word, and it's a word we should know well.
Okay.
So it is privy to what? To a summit victory's vast descent, the descent of the supermind. And the portent. The portent here is an interesting word because it's an indication of something about to happen, something momentous. So we can say it's even an omen, a good omen of something's about to happen. And the portent of the soul's immense uprise. So here we have two things that we have to look at very carefully. We have the involution and the evolution. Involution is the summit victory's vast descent. And the evolution is our soul's uprise. Sri Aurobindo's symbol. Sent divine presence, the inspiration of the soul for that. So this is very, very important passage we're in. And now these next lines are so beautiful. And I'd like you to memorize them, actually.
Sure. All here, where each thing seems its own lonely self, are figures of the soul transcendent one. Only by him they are. His breath is their life. An unseen presence molds the oblivious clay.
Oblivious clay. Oblivious.
Oblivious.
So, what is Sri Aurobindo telling us here? He says here, all here, in fact, where everything seems to be its lonely self. And we see that people who are deeply stressed emotionally, they're lonely selves. But if we could understand what Sri Aurobindo is saying, figures of the soul transcendent one, we are all divine presence hidden within us. So all here, where each thing seems its only self, are figures of the soul transcendent one. Notice he capitalizes one. That means the divine. Only by him, only by the divine, they are. All of us. We are only existing because of the divine. We have evolved because of the divine's evolution, and his breath is therefore our life. I know that in Oroville, And in the ashram, one cannot help but breathe the divine presence, even if one is not aware of it, even if we're not aware of it. And he puts a semicolon after the word life, and he says that an unseen presence, presence is the spiritual, the divine. He says in Letters on Yoga, it is intended by the word presence to indicate the sense and perception of the divine as a being. You see, most of the religions, well, I would say the Eastern religions, do not see the divine as a being.
Hmm.
Krishnamurti says there is no God, personal God. And they all say that they just want to go merge into this divine presence and they don't need anything more. So Advaita, Buddhism, all of them just want to go there. But Sri Aurobindo says, no, the divine is in everything on this earth. He's in the worm. We have that line in Savitri, and in the worm foresees the coming God.
Yes.
The worm is traveling to be God also. And now we have that unseen presence, the divine presence, that molds, that shapes the oblivious clay. The oblivious clay is very interesting because we're not aware. Oblivious is something that we don't remember. It's unmindful, it's unconscious, unaware. So that presence molds us who are the oblivious clay. And this has taken a while today, but it's very important. So please continue.
A playmate in the mighty mother's game, one came upon the dubious whirling glow to hide from her pursuit in force and form.
Okay, who is this playmate in this mighty mother's game? What is this mother's game? Well, it is to bring consciousness into the inconscient, to bring life instead of death, to bring beauty instead of ugliness. So we have this playmate in the mighty mother's game because this whole creation is the divine's game. One came upon the dubious whirling globe. Now I'm hearing that beeping again.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Yeah, now I don't hear it anymore. When you're close, I don't hear it. So this dubious globe, what is this dubious globe? Vague, ambiguous, not even certain in outcome, fraught with uncertainty or doubt, undecided. That is the dubious globe, marked by doubt. And why did it come? Because it wants to hide from the Divine Mother's pursuit. How does it want to hide from her? In force and form. So the form is us individual bodies, our individual bodies. The force is our actions in the world. And so this playmate, it's a playmate of the mighty mother, and it comes upon this dubious whirling globe to hide from her pursuit because she's chasing him. She wants the evolution to go faster. Okay, continue on. We have time.
Sure. A secret spirit in the inconscient sleep, a shapeless energy, a voiceless word. He was here before the elements could emerge, before there was light of mind or life could breathe.
So this tells us something about he, the divine presence. Huh? He is a secret spirit. in the inconscious sleep. So it's sort of like, we have the pictures of the sleeping.
Uh-huh.
What?
Vishnu. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And he's like a shapeless energy. He's like a voiceless word. But notice that energy and word are capitalized.
Mhm.
Very, very important. Huh?
Yes.
So then what else does he say? He says he was here even before the elements could emerge, even before there was matter. He was
Yes.
here.
Mhm.
The elements are matter, huh?
Yes.
Stone, soil, clay, everything. Even before they could emerge, even before there was light of mind or life could breathe, he was here. So we'll do a little more, and then you can read the whole thing.
Sure. Accomplice of her cosmic huge pretense, his semblance he turns to real shapes and
I,
makes the
I didn't
symbol.
hear semblance says. His semblances, plural.
Oh, semblances, okay. His semblances he turns to real shapes and makes the symbol equal with the truth. He gives to his timeless thoughts a form in time.
Ah, yes. So this is divine acting as the mother's playmate. See,
Mhm.
and even semblances. Oh, but we had that other word in the last one. Let me get that because that's important. Accomplish, accomplice. Accomplice is someone who's working with something
Mhm.
of her cosmic huge pretense. Interesting word. Pretense. Pretense is something make believe. Well, it's make believe because they're playing a game.
Uh-huh.
The other night we asked Ranganath, is everything going to be perfect when supermental comes? He said, absolutely not. He said, you think the divine would want everything perfect immediately? No, only there's going to be a group of supermental beings, a group of mental beings, a group of animal beings, animals, plants, everything. Not everything's going to be supermental immediately.
Mhm.
That is very important. So we see now his semblances. Semblances are appearances, likeness. His likenesses, he turns to real shapes and makes the symbol equal with the truth. Colon, because he wants us now to understand it's almost a full sentence, colon. He gives to his timeless thoughts a form in time. You see, the divine is formless, totally. So he has to give his thoughts a form, a shape.
Mhm.
We take the clay. When the clay is just there, it's formless. When we pick up a little bit of it and begin to make a cup or a dish, we are giving it form. And here the divine is giving form to his timeless thoughts. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Okay, so read from the beginning and we'll
Sure.
conclude for today.
Okay. Absolves from hour to hour her secret charge, all she foresees in massed imperative depths, the dumb intention of the unconscious gulfs, answers to a will that sees upon the heights, and the evolving word's first syllable, ponderous, brute-sensed, contains its luminous close, privy to a summit's victory's vast descent, and the portent of the soul's immense uprise. All here, when each thing seems its lonely self, are figures of the sole transcendent one. Only by him they are. His breath is their life. An unseen presence molds the oblivious clay. A playmate
Oblivious. Oblivious. Yeah,
of
a very short
oblivion,
live, Livia.
obliv,
Oblivious.
oblivious.
Yeah.
An unseen presence molds the oblivious clay, a playmate in the mighty mother's game. One
Playmate. Playmate. Play,
playmate,
playmate. Yes.
a playmate in the mighty mother's game. One came upon the dubious whirling glow to hide from her pursuit in force and form, a secret spirit in the inconscient sleep, a shapeless energy, a voiceless world. He was here before the elements could emerge, before there was light of mind or life could breathe, accomplice of her cosmic huge pretense. His semblances he turns to real shapes and makes the symbol equal with the truth. He gives to his timeless thoughts a form in time.
Very good. Very good. Uh,
Okay. Namaste.